Wonderful people. My apologies for the lateness. I had some technical issues. Good evening, good evening, good evening, all. How are you doing? It's been a while. Um, I could not make it last week, but I am happy that I am able to make it this week. So, good evening. If you are there, let me hear you, let me see you. It's another discovery time. Join us. Let me know you are there so that we can, kickstart. We're already a bit late. My fault. My apologies. How are you all doing? I trust you're doing fine. Help me do what we do best. Help me do what we do best. Help us to spread the word. We are live. We are on. You are all welcome. Welcome to another edition of Discovery Time. My name is Helen Aya, coming all the way from Belgium to you. And I am happy to make it. I am happy to be here. It's by the grace of God that we are all here. Happy Easter, by the way. I hope you all had a wonderful celebration. And being grateful for the gift of life that we have and the sacrifice of love that our Lord Jesus did for us, as we remember each Easter this sacrifice of love, unmatched love, to be honest. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful to God to call me his own. I'm just grateful to be loved so much. I'm just grateful that he is willing to go and do all the go the extra mile just to save us, just to redeem us back to him. It just goes to show how much love that he has for us. So let's not take anything. Let's not take life for granted. Let's not take the mercy of God for granted. Let us not take his grace as well for granted. It's a gift for us to walk in, a gift for us to use it for his good pleasure. Good evening once again. You are welcome. So today's topic is about responsibilities. Whew, responsibilities. It is huge. So we are going to break it. We're going to break it into sections. So today I'm going to give us, a bit of the background, a bit of, just general concept of what responsibilities are, or how we understand or should understand, and I hope soon to come with a panel to debate about some certain topics, certain themes under the umbrella of responsibilities, because it's huge, it's vast. Um, we have responsibilities in different ways, in different layers, in different. So, what do we understand under that? That's my first, what do we understand under responsibilities? We say it, we throw the word out, but how do we understand it? Those that know me know that I am the type that wants to get understanding. I want us to get insight, because I strongly believe if you don't understand something, one, misuse is bound to happen. You'll misuse it because you don't understand it. Therefore, you don't even know how to use it. Two, you will not value it due to lack of the understanding. So understanding for me is so important. So we need to understand the things that we are dealing with, the values that we hold dear, because most of us, like I have helped start up different organizations, and most of responsibilities, one of the pillars most of the time that most organizations will have as their vision or core vision pillar. most of the time responsibility will be there. Like, yes, we need to put that as part of our core pillars. But what do we understand under responsibility? We say it a lot. We throw out the question, we throw it out as a value that we hold dear. But what do we actually understand under responsibility? If you are there, let me see you, let me hear you. Thank you for tuning in. So responsibility is something that we hold so dear, and we throw it all around. We hold, but we say political. The politicians need to take their responsibility. The government need to take her responsibility. Parents need to take their responsibility for the children. But children also have responsibilities, right? I strongly believe so. So children also need to take their responsibilities. Educators need to take their responsibilities. Everyone in the society need to take their responsibilities. But what do we actually mean by that? If we say they should take their responsibilities, what are we actually implying? What do we want to say? Do we want to say that, well, if they do A, B, and C, and Z, then they're taking their responsibilities? How do we understand that? If you don't make it clear, like, you are always going to have this misunderstanding. Good evening, Destiny. How are you doing? It's been a while. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the good work. Yes, Destiny. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing the job. So, yes, responsibilities. I would have loved today to be a bit interactive. So, if you are there, let me hear you. Happy Easter, my dear. Happy Easter. I hope and trust you celebrated it well by His grace. Let's all come in. Awesome. So, responsibilities. Let me take it from the point of view of, what most of us do. We kind of like throw it to our parents that as parents, they need to take their responsibilities. Society expect parents to raise up their children, to train them. On the other hand, you have parents also expecting society to train their children for them. They see it as the responsibility of schools, teachers, not only to teach. Oh my goodness, Destiny, I'm so sorry. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Oh, so sorry, I did not see it. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you on this day. Wow, like I said, April is really loaded. Happy birthday. I'll put it on later. I'm so sorry. I did not see that. I pray that God blesses you and that He makes a way for you and that your heart desires according to His will and purpose for you will be granted unto you. Happy birthday. God bless you. All right. Wow. I did not notice. I'm so sorry. I did not check the feeds for the birthdays. April is really loaded. A lot of people having their birthdays in April. Awesome. So help me, Destiny. Help me, please shine light on this concept of responsibilities. Because we have this notion, we kind of like know it's a huge thing, but what do we understand under responsibilities? When do we say someone is taking their responsibility? Good evening, Chichi. How are you doing? You're welcome. Happy Easter. Help me to celebrate Destiny. It is his birthday today. You're all welcome. So the topic is responsibility. I just want us today to lay the ground, do the theory as we do in school. And then as we go further, we'll break it down and have more panel discussions. So when we talk about responsibilities, what do we mean by that? How will you define responsibility? I'm waiting. Responsibility. Let me start. Let me ask this question. Are you responsible in any way for anything? Like, are you responsible for anything? For me, I believe that we are responsible, obviously, for everything in life. Why? Because that was what God said we should. He said we should have dominion. And having dominion means you are responsible for something. It means you are responsible for your own life. You are responsible for every decision that you take. You are responsible to make things happen. Okay, Destiny says, let me show it. Destiny says taking responsibility means acknowledging and accepting the consequence of one's actions, being accountable for decisions and behaviors, and demonstrating reliability and commitment to duties, showcasing maturity and integrity. Wow, 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 wow. That's exactly what, like the words that you use. Accountability, you know, taking responsibility, like accepting and knowing that there are consequences for your actions and therefore being accountable for them. It also means you are reliable, absolutely, and that you are committed to a certain goal, to the duties, to whatever is entrusted in your hands, and you do it with diligence, integrity. Absolutely. I love this definition. Thank you so much. Because most of the time, we point fingers at others and say they need to be responsible, like especially the relationship with parents children. We will point to our parents and say, well, the parents need to be responsible for the children, obviously. But at the same time also, we forget that we ourselves, you as the individual, you have, to a certain level, especially what you wrote here, the maturity, to a certain level, to your understanding, you have responsibility to whatever you are supposed to be, whatever you are supposed to do, whatever is entrusted in your hands or to you, or the role that you're supposed to play. You are responsible for it. And whatever you do, whatever actions you take, you need to be aware that you are going to have what? Consequences. There are, action, they say action, reaction. There is no reaction without action. Reaction follows an action. And so it is your action that will determine whatever reaction that will come. And that is your responsibility as well. Your actions is your responsibility because your actions will cause a reaction. And without that, without your action, you can't say this person reacted to you. To what did that person reacted? Because a reaction always follows what? An action. Physics shows it as well. So if there is an action, and then the reaction, to me, I believe you are responsible for that reaction. That's the consequences of your actions. And before we point finger to, for example, the government, I first took parents, children as an example. Now I'm taking it further and say, like, for example, the government. We all know there are a lot of things going on, no matter which country you are in. Decisions are being taken by governments. And most of the time, we are like, we don't have any responsibility, or, whatever the government is doing is theirs. They need to solve it, they need to sort it out. But on the other hand, yes, the government is responsible. They are elected to take care of some business that we can't take care of ourselves, for the coexistence of us all. So they are responsible for certain laws, they are responsible for certain, decisions that they take. But we are also responsible for the kind of politicians we put there. We are responsible as well for the kind of the biases that we believe or take in and affect our or impact our actions, and therefore there being a reaction on the other side. We are responsible for them. So we cannot just fold our hands and say, well, we are not responsible for here A, B, or C. I admit we are not responsible for everything, but we cannot shy away behind that mask and say, well, because we are not responsible for the actions of the government, we don't have any role to play. That's not true. For me, I always try to bring things on the individual level, because it's only when we understand some certain things and the power that we carry that we can be able to bring about what a change on the outside. The outside is there. There are things that we cannot control, yes, but you can control your actions, which you are responsible for. You can control it and thereby force a certain reaction. Because, like we stated, reaction follows actions. So, if we, all of us, collectively become aware of the power that we carry and become aware of our duties, I love the definition that Destiny gave, because it really encompasses it all. If we become aware of the responsibilities, meaning the duties in place in our hands, entrusted in our hands from the very beginning of creation. If we understand our purpose in the whole scheme of life, there are some certain things we will not be playing with. There are some certain things we will not downplay. There are some certain things we will not push out there and say, well, until this happened, I'm not doing A, B, or Z. We need to have this understanding, this clear understanding that you are responsible for how life happens for you. There are certain things you cannot control. I mean, how people are going to act, what people are going to do, you cannot control it. I understand that, but your reaction is very important. Your reaction to those things, you have control. Your reaction to those other ones, you have control, and you are responsible for them. Because as you act, so you are going to receive the reaction. And as you react, so you are going to also receive a reaction on your reaction. So we are responsible for a whole lot of things than we think. Life, for example, if you fold your hands and stay, a prophecy has come. A lot of people believe in prophecies, yeah? And so they're like, yeah, but there was one time a prophecy that I'm going to be this great person. And you fold your hands and do nothing because you have heard a prophecy that you are going to be this great person. Are you going to be that great person? How are you going to be great if you don't take actions? How are you going to be great or become that great if you don't take the right actions? Folding your hands and hoping that one day you'll become great is exactly what's going to happen. One day will go and be 100 days, and 100 days, 1,000 days, and so forth, until you realize, oh my goodness, I have been wasting time. There is something also in responsibility, and that is accountability. I strongly believe because of that, some people push away responsibilities. They push it away thinking, well, if I don't do it, then I am not accountable because then I don't cause anything to happen. And it's true, you don't cause anything to happen. So you remain where you are, and things will remain the way they are. And so you push away accountability. But in life, if you're going to run away from accountability, then you are running away from your very self. Because if you cannot be accountable to yourself, to your own self, if you cannot be accountable, then there is something seriously wrong. Like, you have people that live life like, I don't care, not anything goes. But even in that anything goes, it's a choice and therefore your responsibility and also your accountability. You need to come to terms with this. Whatever and anything you do is your choice, your responsibility, your accountability. Whatever decision you make, based on whatever information you have, is your choice and therefore your responsibility, your accountability. Another thing about responsibilities, I wish maybe in a panel discussion I'll bring it up. But there's this whole debate going on, the responsibilities of the man and the woman. Like in a household, you have the husband and the wife. What are their responsibilities? In the past, it was clear. Well, clear meaning society or cultural or culture made it clear. Traditions made it clear. The man's role is a provider, this and that, and the woman's role is to take care of the house. In this time that we are in, it's kind of a bit, people are looking or searching or trying to find footing in what is my responsibility, what is my role. And as long as the role is not clear, the responsibilities are pushed off because the roles are not clear. People don't understand what is now my role to play. The wife is battling, what is my role to play? The husband is battling, what is my role to play? And when this battle is going on in a home, there is this sense from both parties that none is taking their responsibilities. None is doing what they are supposed to do because it's not clear. So, to make it clear, we need to define the duties. We need to define what is the role of A, what is the role of B, and based on that, you will now attach some certain attributes to those roles that you want to see. You attach certain attributes to them, meaning if let's say you want in the house, you say the wife, well, my wife, I want you to be the caretaker, the the one that makes sure that everything is okay, the one that makes sure that even the finance is okay. Whatever you decide to, you attach attributes, okay, and that's how you will now, based on that, evaluate, is this person taking his or her responsibilities? It is based on the attributes that you attach to those duties that you have assigned. You can now say, well, I am expecting A, B, C, and Z, and is it what I am getting? But if the roles are not clear, the duties are also not clear. So you cannot start pointing fingers and saying, this person is not taking their responsibility, or this person is not doing what they are supposed to do. I'm talking in a setting of a home, the house, with, the husband and wife. That is a setting that I'm talking. I'm not talking about you, the individual, that you need to take charge over your life. That is a different ballgame altogether. You don't need someone to tell you, hey, wake up and take up your responsibility when it comes to that. Because whatever you don't do, no one is going to do it for you. No one is going to build life for you. No one is going to make life happen for you, except, well, if you happen to be born in a very, very rich house, rich home, that everything is already done, cooked. But even then, if you yourself don't wake up to take charge over your life and therefore be responsible for your own actions and accept whatever consequences you are going to face, life is going to be tough for you as a person. For you as a person. For you to manifest as an individual. For you to know your role in the society as an individual. You need to start taking responsibilities, knowing what you are meant to do. If you don't do that, you will honestly live a wasted life. And in that category, you now become what we call the, part of the statistics enriching the graveyard. Like Dr. Miles once said, the richest place on earth is the graveyard. Because a lot of people unfortunately die without knowing their responsibilities, without knowing their purpose. Because if you don't know your purpose, you also don't take responsibility on that. And so without knowing what they are supposed to do and taking actions to actualize them, they die, robbing us, you and I, from their wonderful gift. So it's very important. It's so important that we each try to understand, what is my duty here? What is my purpose here? To be able to know what to do, which actions to take, and therefore the responsibilities that I have to take and bear. That is for you as individual. I have spoken about the husband and wife having to identify their different roles. Now, when it comes to husband and wife, it's a bit tricky. Why? Because we have society dictating different things to us. You people, like us from with the African background and different cultures, there is a certain role assigned for the husband and wife. But then society in its own makes it difficult or different, interpreted differently to us. Good evening, Blessing. How are you doing? You're welcome. Happy Easter. You're welcome. So you have when it comes to the husband and wife, you have society, depending on where you are living, depending on which society, in which society you are, you grew up and growing up, you have different expectations. And that causes again difficulties. That causes again, how should I say it, like friction. And so to me, this is something that the partners involved, the two people involved need to sit and agree and say, this is our home, this is our house. How are we going to deal with it? How are we going to go about things? That is something that you need to decide, because society out there has completely different views. And if you allow that, you are always going to be in a limbo. You don't know left from right. You A will think he or she is right, and the other is wrong, and it's going to just cause frustration. So the best is, how do we go about it to build our home? And the same with children. How are we going to raise our children? How are we going to be responsible for them? You decide as parents how you are going to raise your children, so that to you yourself, you can sit down and reflect. Are we on track? Are we training our children the way we are supposed to, or the way we want to? Are our children becoming or bearing the fruit of what we wanted or what we saw in them? That will be your reflection. That will be the mirror with which you go and ask yourself, or get the feedback. Am I on track? If not, then you go back and do the homework again. Ask yourself, where did we go wrong, or what are we not doing right, and what do we need to do? Because you as parents, you are responsible for your children. There is no way about that. You are responsible for your children. Now, if you have done everything that you know you need to do, and still the child decides differently, then you know it's not your fault. You have done what you need to do. You took your responsibility. You took your duty as a parent very seriously, and you did what you needed to do. And so, if any finger is being pointed at you, you can give account. That's where accountability comes in. You can give account of what you did and what you're supposed to see, receive, grow in your children. The same thing goes for, when you go to a company. Now let's bring it to the workforce. That is for the home. Now, when you go to a company, you have, I don't know how many of you have signed, you have your contract. The contract states what your duty or duties are. So your title, the function, and then your duties. This and that and that and that and that and that we expect you to do. And so based on your duty, the manager, or normally the managerial team, have a list of attributes that they attach to those duties. And based on that, they will evaluate you. That's one. So if you are not providing, if you are not working, if you are not doing what you're supposed to do, they can pull it up and say, well, based on your function and based on the duties that you're supposed to do, we are not seeing that. So we are letting you go. That's a base for them to fire you, because you are not doing what you're supposed to do. You are not taking your responsibilities, right? Another thing is, not only do you have the duties outlined, but the company is responsible to give you what you need to be able to do your duties, fulfill your duties. The company is supposed to provide what you need. And so if you, as the worker, you are not receiving what you need so that you'll be able to do or perform your duties, then you can now go to the company, the manager, and say, well, manager, I want to do a good job, but I am not getting what I need. Let's sit and rethink this. They are responsible to provide you with the environment first, the condition that you need to be able to fulfill your duties. Those conditions need to be there. So if it is a working laptop, if it is a safe workspace, whatever it is that you need so that you will be fruitful, they need to provide it. That's the job of the company, to provide what you need. And based on that, they need to see result on you performing your duties. They cannot fire you if they have not fulfilled their part. They cannot say we are letting you go if they have not fulfilled their part. And then normally when you sign your contract, it's all in. It's supposed to be in. So if it's not in, please do check. They expect you to do A, B, Z, Y, D. They provide for that, this and that and that and that and that. And then they expect you to respect the policy, the company policy. And in the company policy, a whole lot of other items will also be listed. They're also stating your responsibilities and the responsibilities of the company. So all that within the company is what? Set. You have this function. The manager has this function. If you happen to be the manager, you have this function. You are supposed to oversee A, B, Z. You are supposed to do this, that, that. The board will hold you, the manager, responsible for anything that goes wrong because they are expecting certain things. That's what responsibility is all about. So if there is, it's like a chain. If there is a break somewhere, the rest falls. It's like a domino that you set. When one thing is missing, you feel it because all the rest that is depending on you taking your responsibility also don't perform well. They also don't fulfill their responsibilities. They also don't take up their duties with integrity, with diligence. Why? Because there is something missing in the chain. That's how deep responsibilities are. I love this definition so much because really it's just encompass everything. Thank you so much, Destiny. It encompasses everything because it shows that you have, with the responsibilities, you have what? You acknowledge and accept that there are duties that you need to fulfill, and with that duties comes actions, and that actions come accountability. And you need to fulfill your duties with what? Integrity, with commitment. They need to be able to rely on you that you are going to do what you are supposed to do. And so if anything is missing there is a problem. Let's say you are working in a supply chain where they need to, they produce things and then it needs to be sent, the package needs to be sent to ABZ. And you are the machine, and you are supposed to package, let's say, 20 boxes. But because you did not do your duty, you were slow, sluggish, not paying attention. Because of that, the machine got stuck. And because of that, the 20 boxes were not, delivered. Or you were not able to achieve those 20 boxes. And so the delivery person could not go and deliver the 20 boxes to the place or the person that ordered it. You've caused others not to perform well, not to do their duty, but you've also caused the company their credibility. You've caused the company their credibility because as a customer, you are not reliable. The company is not reliable because they did not deliver what they said they were going to deliver. So the company is not reliable because of one person's action or inaction. One person's inaction cost the company their reliability. It costs another person not being able to perform their own duty. That's what I mean with a chain. That when one person or one thing is missing in it all, something is missing. So if we have that in mind, then imagine in a society as a whole. If each and every one of us fail to take our responsibility, or we do it anyhow, like we are doing now in society, we do things anyhow. Imagine the price that we all collectively will pay and are paying because we did not take up our responsibility. My people, I'm talking deep. If you can listen well and take it deep, this is not just about it's my life, I do with it what I want, because your life, you doing with it what you want, affects the other, impacts the other. And so you need to understand that your way of living or your way of doing things anyhow has serious consequences, not only for you, but for the rest. Now, for example, let me bring it back again to the level of the family. You have a household, husband, wife, two children. One of the children, now husband and wife, took their responsibilities, did what they need to do, provided for the children, made sure that they went to, well educated, have what they need to start life. One of the children turned out okay, did all that is also required, took their responsibility, and is where he or she is supposed to be. The other played, took life anyhow and said, hey, I am big enough to make my own decisions, so I do what I want. And so the parents were like, we can't handle this, and leave the child to do whatever he or she wanted. As a result, that child ends up with bad, uh, in bad friends, with bad friends, bad decisions, ends up in prison. The other one tries, moves on, builds a life. Now we might think, yes, the other one, it's he or she deserve it. Let's say it's a she, because most of the time we think it's only the he's that take bad decision. But let's say it's a she, and she made really some very serious um, wrong decisions and is in jail right now. Now, what we fail to recognize, yes, she is facing the consequences of her actions, but the price being paid for that, one, her parents are suffering because they've lost. Not only have they, like, they will be wondering, what did we do wrong? Where did we go wrong? The parents are suffering. Society is suffering because who knows what this one child, what this one girl was supposed to bring to the table. When we love saying, talking about table, but who knows what this child was going to bring, was supposed to bring, but refused to take her responsibilities and ended up there. We all, as a society, we are paying for the prison. So yes, we are all paying the price. We are paying for the upkeeping and so forth of wherever she is, hoping that one day when she comes out, she'll be a better person. But if nothing is done there, obviously nothing is going to change. So there is a huge price that we pay as a society for one person not taking their responsibility. And then imagine the price collectively that so many don't take their responsibility, the price that we all pay. on the individual level, on the family level. Now, that person probably should have married, or was going to marry, or was going to have children, or, was supposed to be something somehow. That chain is broken. What if someone else was depending on that person to be able to achieve or fulfill their duties? That chain is broken. So we don't have, life is deep. Life is deep, and we should not take things lightly, because it's not just about you yourself. It's not just about me, myself, and I. It's not just about you and yourself alone. It's more than that. Whatever you don't become, the other that is supposed to become through you cannot become. So you break the chain. Whenever you don't take your responsibilities to do some certain things, you block others that normally are supposed to come through you, or because they will come in contact with you to get to a different level. They don't get it because you refuse to understand that. You refuse to understand that your life is not only about you. Your life is not only about what you want. The responsibility that we have is not just for ourselves. It's not for our sake. It was never meant for you alone, your sake. But for all the other ones that are depending on you. You might not know, but they are depending on you. So when you take your responsibility, just know it's not only about you. It's not only for you. It's for all the other ones that will see. Maybe someone is just there looking for um someone to motivate, someone to, and then there you come along and then you say one thing, or you don't even have to talk. Some people just need to see you taking up, seeing you waking up every day, doing what you need to do, going. It motivates them to also become whom they need to be. It motivates them to also wake up to be who they need to be. My daughter has developed this habit of waking up every day very early to do sports. I mean, she's very dedicated to that. And I've been watching her over time. We've been doing fasting, so that we broke the fasting not too long ago, and she resumed. Even during the fasting, she was doing it, but she had a little operation, so she stopped. And now she has resumed full back, waking up very early. I'm like, whew, this girl has really commitment. She has commitment. No one told her to do anything. She just took it upon herself. I want to be waking up every morning early to do sports. And that is inspiring her little sister, who told her, oh, when you wake up, also wake me up. I want to at least try. And it's not just simple exercise. It's really, the serious exercise they do. So wake me up. And I also said, you know what? I'm waking up early as well, but just let me know. If I can, I join in. If I can't, then. But it's inspiring me as well that a young girl will have this commitment to herself and say, I want to do this. And that inspiring her sister, and it's inspiring me as well. It's really inspiring me, her dedication, her commitment to that which she has promised to herself. It's inspiring me. So sometimes you don't need to say a lot. You don't even need to push people, but just being who you're supposed to be. Just taking some certain actions. Being committed to them will motivate others, will inspire others. Gradually it will come like small, but at the end of it all, you see that, hey, without you having to say anything, they've joined, they've woken up, they've started. And that's what we need in life. If we cannot understand this and begin to realize that We are responsible for our actions because our actions have consequences, not only for us, but for the people around us. And not only can we bring a change for ourselves, but again, also for the people around us. I think we'll begin to take life or see life in a different light. And we will also realize those politicians that we vote in, it's our responsibility. They are accountable. I know we have systems that we think we have democracy. But that's a story for a different day. That's a story for a different day. Um, Democracy is so misunderstood. It's so misunderstood. But that's a discussion for a different day. So under normal circumstances, politicians are responsible to us, right? They're not directly like you, but they are responsible for you because whatever decision they are making is affecting you. And because of that, you cannot just fold your hands and remain silent and just watch because every decision being made affects you. And so you need to open your eye and you need to realize and understand what can I do to make a difference? It's so important that we begin to understand this. It's so important. So I leave us with this, please. Having an understanding in your responsibilities, be it as a student, because as a student, you have responsibilities. You have your rights, but with rights comes what? Responsibilities. Be it as a sister, you have your responsibilities. Be it as a mother, father, you have your responsibilities. Whatever role you are playing, those roles come with responsibilities. And with the responsibilities come what? Accountability. So you need to be dedicated to them. You need to be committed to them. You need to be reliable. You need to be reliable. And being reliable is being a person of integrity. Your yes is yes, your no is no. You do as you have said, and you keep to your word. That's a person of integrity. That is what makes you reliable. And I pray that we will have that understanding and take every role that we are opportune to have seriously. And we will understand the duties that come with those roles and therefore the attributes attached to them that we are supposed to be what? Exhibiting. I pray that we have that. We understand that. I'll be coming with you. I'll be coming to your way soon next week. I pray with some panels for us to go deeper into some certain aspect of this topic. Thank you all for tuning in. Please help to spread the word. Please help us to do what we do best every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central European time. We have discovery time, and I hope that we can, keep it up and even make it more, hopefully, more than once a week. But for now, we will see. God will help us. So help us do what we do best. Please help us to spread the word. Help us to share the news. And I hope to be coming your way very soon again. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed evening. Good night. Bye bye.